We've decided to left Rapid7 before the end of our vesting period.
Why doing this again, and why leaving cyber?
I think you need to have really big team before you even have like big customers.
Hi everyone, welcome to Entrée's Spotlight, a series of interviews where we spend some time with founders and industry leaders to hear their thoughts about key trends and their personal experience. I'm Eli Dubnov, a venture partner at Entrée Capital, and today we're fortunate to have Gal Ben David, founder and CPO of PointFive. But maybe we can start if you can give a quick overview of about yourself.
It's always hard to speak about yourself, but in a nutshell, so Gal Ben David, currently 33. By the way, a few days ago.
Mazal tov.
Thank you. Father of two. Living in Petah Tikva, I always say that this is something that definitely, tells a lot about the person. Born and raised in Petah Tikva. I started my journey in 8200 units, 8200. I was a geek, a tech geek. I did a lot of stuff when I was young in hacking, and I was really pulled into it. And I served 5 years with many people in the industry. And after that, I founded Insights with one of my current founders, Alon Arvatz, and Guy Nitzan. It was actually coincidental. We're going to talk about it. And 6 years later, we sold it to Rapid7. A year and a half in Rapid7, we decided to found PointFive, now in PointFive.
Perfect, thank you. I want to double click on that moment where the first time you made the decision to become a founder, and then the second time you made the decision to become a founder. If you can walk us through a bit, I guess it's pretty different circumstances and pretty different motives that took you to these two different decisions, but if you can talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So as I said, it was coincidental. So I met Arvatz during my service in my first year. And he told me before he left the army, he told me, listen, Ben, and we had a really good relationship and a really good, we've worked really good together. And he told me, listen, in the future, we are going to do something together. And I was like, Arvatz, listen, I have 4 more years to serve. I have no idea how, into the future you are able to see, but that's definitely not going to happen. But let's try to keep in touch. I'm the worst person to keep in touch with people. And I think 3 years later, he picked up a phone. He called me.
Were you in touch during these years?
No.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing. And he told me, hey, what's up, Benda? How are you doing? Are you going to dismiss in the upcoming year? And I'm like, yes, maybe. Listen, I have a partner, a co-founder. I think we're going to do something. What do you think about joining the team? And I was like, Arvatz, you are delusional. Okay, I have, and this is something that I never told in the past, but we actually founded Insights before I was dismissed from the service. So it was coincidental. I thought, and this is something that you've asked me before, I didn't think that I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
It was something in me. It was something, I think I have the profile and I have the passion to do things on my own, my way. And I am, in many aspects, I am an entrepreneur, but it was too far from something that I can really envision. And if not alone, I'm not sure I was into entrepreneurship that early, maybe 10 years later.
And what do you think? So there are 2 people that saw something in you that they predicted you would be a good entrepreneur. One is your partner, Alon, and the other ones are Glilot. Obviously, it was an experience that we're looking at. What do you think is it that they saw that they said, you know what, I want to give this guy a chance from a different perspective, but eventually they took the same bet?
This is something we also there is something that nowadays I know I have in me that is maybe unique, not unique that you can't find in other persons, but I think it's very it's emphasized in me, and it's passion. This is something that we look for in many of our hirings, and I think passion. Of course, when you hire the best people, especially entrepreneurs, they must be intelligent. They must be they must have grit and hustlers and many other things. But passion gives you an advantage over so many things, because if you're passionate about something, you will sleep less. You will do things out of love and because you're attracted to them, not because you must do them. So when we founded Insights, I was really excited about what we do. Not only about building a company. This is every entrepreneur's job, but also I was passionate about writing the code. I was passionate about learning what threat intelligence is, breaking many glass ceilings every single time. I was really passionate about what I do. I think it gives every entrepreneur an unfair advantage if they are passionate about what they do, about the specific domain that they try to tackle, or any other area that they decide they want to get in.
Interesting. So let's talk a bit about this, about your transition. So you had a startup in cyber, Insights, successfully sold to Rapid7. You're good. Rapid7, probably you sleep a bit more. You can say you were comfortable. Why doing this again? And why leaving cyber? Why doing this again? You saw how hard it is the first time. Why doing this again? Why leave cyber? Cyber is a pretty good industry to be in Israel. At the time you were starting PointFive. You are in a very good position as a second-time cyber founder. So all of you. So probably you would raise money from good funds. You would probably be able to build a successful stuff. So why again? Why not cyber?
After the integration period, when you get acquired by a company, there is kind of an integration period.
A PMI, post-merger integration.
Exactly. When they want your product, your team, your idea, whatever in however way they think your product should be merged into theirs. So you should work very hard to merge the products, the code, switch to their cloud environment, to working with their processes. There is at least a year of integrations. After that, we were left with almost no job. So if we weren't generating our own tasks or job, we could have just, what many people call rest and vest.
Okay.
We didn't want to rest and vest. And second, why not cyber? And I think the biggest disadvantage that we've earned by getting out of cyber was that we lost a big edge of our founders' market fit. So we were industry experts. Cyber is definitely the most hyped, especially in Israel, space. And to be honest, almost every investor that has met us in the past, before we raised the round for PointFive, asked us, wait, why not cyber?
Of course.
Before, maybe even you and the run.
Oh, of course.
Why not cyber? Take a check. We don't care about what's the idea.
Yeah.
We trust you. We are confident about you. Just take the money, do whatever you want. Why not cyber? Again, we wanted to build a big company. It felt like it's almost impossible to do that in cyber right now. Why? It's a very crowded space. It's very hyped. The valuations and the round sizes don't necessarily reflect how big the companies are,
Yeah.
or how big they can grow.
And obviously, there are many good things about selling to enterprise. It's larger ACVs and it's more stickiness. Can you talk a little bit about the challenges of being a small startup selling to huge enterprises?
Yeah, absolutely. So every startup that aim to sell to enterprises probably experience the same challenges over and over. One, from the enterprise point of view, you are not mature enough, you are not in the phase to be able to actually get along with all the difficulties that enterprise would probably put on you. One is regulations, certifications, and policies. So they require you not only, and these days it's much harder than it was before. It's not always just, do you have a SOC 2? Do you have an ISO? Or only, only the regular stuff. Many times they actually choose companies, and this is actually very reasonable based on how big your company is. Why? For many startups would think, why do you care? But if I'm an enterprise, and back then, even at Insights, I was looking for how big companies are, because I want to know that if something wrong happens, I want to know that you have a support team, a big support team, to actually support me. Or you have a big engineering team to be able to actually, take the tickets and actually solve them. There is a bug, I want to know that someone can actually act upon it. So,
and also that you're going to last, because they all know that startups are eventually funded by VC money.
Exactly.
And even if the product is great, but they can't raise more money, I'm going to do the integration and everything, all the process, the tedious process that you mentioned, and then you're going to come to me one day and say, oh, we ran out of money, so we're closing, ciao.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how many, times we were asked who are the VCs that invested in us by the GRC team or the procurement team. They wanted to know that we are backed by the best VCs, a well-known VCs, just because eventually it's another certification for your sustainability, for your longevity. If you're backed by the best VCs, you're probably gonna last.
Yeah.
So they do not want to make a bad investment. Eventually, it's an investment
100%.
from their point of view. Yeah. So this is the first one. Second is that you always, when you work with enterprises, you need to deliver. It's not easy to deliver, especially not to deliver in parallel to and if you succeed to land many deals, now the problem is much bigger. So I think, and maybe many VCs would argue with that, but I think you need to have a really big team before you even have big customers or big customer base.
When you sell to enterprises.
Yes. Why? Because if you don't have an engine to support enterprise customers, you might not be able to actually close the deal in the first place. So it's it's a problem. It's a circular problem.
Yeah, chicken and the egg problem.
Yeah, exactly. So many times people looked at us, asked, why are you that big? We are currently 75 and growing very fast. And the answer is, without being that big, we weren't able to close those deals.
Yeah. So basically,
they want to see a big team. They want to see their CSM. How would you hire a CSM if you don't have any customer?
Yeah.
We had a CSM before we had a customer.
So trying to rephrase it a bit, basically you say, if you believe you're going to make an enterprise sale, build a team as if you already made it, because you would not be able to make it if you don't have the team in place.
Exactly. Many people ask me, when did you fail? When did you first feel that you have a product market fit? I told them, when we raised the seed round. And they were like, what? No, it's impossible. You need to land the first deals. And it was all I had to hear for being confident that we have a product market fit was to look at the customer's eyes, and to show them something that I can actually develop in a reasonable time, and to know that they are going to pay in the range that I am looking to ask. At that moment, we knew that we have a market fit. Once you know you have a market fit, grow as fast as possible with the best talent that you can hire.
Yeah.
Why? Because you'll need it. You'll need it. Without it, you won't be able to close the deal.
We are living in very interesting times, and AI is reshaping a lot of different industries. How do you see this going forward? Where do you think it will have the most impact? And then also, if you can speak of how you guys at PointFive leverage AI to help you in different aspects of building the company, and would love to hear where this has an impact.
So at PointFive, we use AI to take all the operational burden from the customer to AI agents. This is something that they shine at. But trying, for example, and this is a wrong path. Trying to use AI agents to detect waste would not work.
Got it.
You cannot ask an LLM, hey, detect waste. This is the data.
Right.
Now, good luck. Try to detect waste. It won't work. It needs guidance. But if you ask an AI agent, I want you to communicate with people in the organization and ask them to act upon waste, this is something that can actually do quite well.
Interesting. So basically, I agree a lot with this observation that people, obviously there's no pitch that we hear that doesn't have the word AI in it, although AI is not always needed and often misused because it's not the best tool to solve a specific problem. Brenda, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure.
Likewise.
We really appreciate it, and let's continue building PointFive to become a huge company in Israel.
Absolutely. Next time, we'll do that podcast next to the NASDAQ.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot.